Hey guys, so today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I've never done it before. It's called a coffee enema. I'm going to show you guys how to do it. I've read a lot about it. I've seen a lot of videos on them. I am no fucking expert because this is my first time. No experience equals no opinion. But I'm going to show you guys how I'm doing it. And yeah, feel free to leave comments telling me if I did it wrong, telling me if there's better ways to do it, giving your experience. And basically, I'm just going to give you the rundown and give you my results. And this is just a little experiment I'm trying because when I see things floating around long enough, um, if I think it's justified, I'll just try them. I'm just going to try it to see what happens. I have no expectations. I'm not going in with any preconceived notions of this is going to be a cure-all or this is going to be a flop. I'm just going to go in, simply do the experiment and observe what happens and go from there. So I hope you enjoy it. All right, so the first thing we're going to need to do for this is to make our coffee, obviously. So what I have here is 3 cups of distilled water. I brought it to a boil on the stove in a pot, and then I added 2 heaping tablespoons of organic ground coffee, and I've just been stirring it up. And now I have the burner off, and I'm going to let it sit until it is room temperature, which is going to be the longest part of this whole thing. Alright guys, so while we're waiting for the coffee to cool down, it's getting there. Woo. I broke out my syringe kit, my fountain syringe enema kit, and I just want to show you the components right quick. So we have the bag. First of all, the bag just has an opening in the top where you pour the fluid in, and then it has a spout at the bottom that attaches to the hose. Okay, and bear with me, this is my first time ever using one of these. And then we have the hose, obviously, silicone hose that comes with the kit. And then we have the little connections for the bottom. I already put this one on. This is the smaller of the two. This one, fuck, I don't know who puts that in their butt, but experienced users, I guess. That looks fucking painful, so I'm going to avoid that for today. And then one of the most important things to do before you attach the hose is make sure that you have the clamp on the hose. So I'm going to slide that right on the top of the hose. It opens up and you slide it through the 2 holes there and bring it down to the lower part of the hose so that it's a little bit right about there or wherever. Like I said, I'm no expert. This is my first time. And then you'll want to clamp the hose so that the fluid doesn't pour out the bottom once you add it to the bag. And I'm going to attach the hose to the bag. Just like that. Cool. And then I'm assuming this is our hook to hang it. So there we go. And my coffee's just about cool here. Okay, so the next step in the process is to actually filter out the coffee grinds. So I have a filter here that I picked up at just my local fucking grocery store, and it seems to fit perfectly into this measuring cup, so I'll just slap it right in there, and I'm gonna pour in some of this coffee. Oh, making a bit of a mess, but it's okay. And then from there, I'm going to pour the coffee into the enema bag. Actually gonna hang it from the... Boom, look at that. That fucking works good. Okay, so I originally was going to do this in the tub, but I don't have a high enough spot to hang the bag from because you want to get the bag up elevated way above where your body's going to be so that the gravity takes the coffee all the way down. I got a little coffee on my hand there. And what I'm going to do right now, just right quick, is I'm going to loosen off this clip and just let a little bit of coffee pour out just to get the air out of the hose. So that, oh, there we go. That was a little premature. Whew, it's a quick one. So yeah, then I'll clean this up, and this tip is actually what's gonna go right into my butthole, and I'm gonna lube that up actually with some organic coconut oil. And this will be my first, I'm sure I can't show that to you on YouTube, so this will be my first coffee enema ever. I'm a little worried about putting something in my bum, but I'll let you know how that feels and how everything goes when I'm done. Alright, so I finished the coffee enema. It was interesting. It was definitely a weird feeling sticking something in my ass. It was kind of like shitting, but in reverse. But it didn't really hurt. It was just fucking weird. And then after that initial little feeling, it's not that bad. Then you just start to kind of, as the coffee fills up in there, it just felt more and more like I had to shit. And I just held it in as long as I could. I made it about 7 minutes. And then I went to the toilet and let it all out, and there was a funky ass coffee smell, which is exactly what you expect because it's coffee coming out of my ass. So it's a funky ass coffee smell, and I looked to see, if anything came out. There were a few little particles in there, like it looked like little stems from possibly salads or little herbs, things like that. Nothing major came out, just mostly coffee. It was a little darker, obviously. I don't feel extraordinary like some people report. Some people say it gives you euphoria. I feel a little bit euphoric almost, but to be honest, I feel like that's more of a coffee buzz. I mean, I just soaked up a bunch of caffeine with my asshole. So my adrenals are kicking in. My nervous system's ramping up. That's to be expected. It's the same as you see fucking party animals that chug beer through their ass because it gets them more drunk. Same principle, right? You're absorbing caffeine through your ass. So I don't know if that euphoria is the detoxing and cleansing effect that some of these fucking hippies will say it is. Maybe it is. I don't know. That's why I'll have to try the experiment another time. Next time, I probably won't use coffee. I'll use like a water or a urine or something like that to see if there's anything different. But to be honest, I feel like I have a coffee buzz right now. Okay? Things I would do differently. I would have definitely raised the clamp up on the hose a little bit higher. I had it right down by the bottom, and I couldn't get it unclamped the first time because I couldn't see it. So, because I'm laying down in an awkward position, right? So I had to actually pull it out, take a look at the clamp, and then reinsert. So next time I'd move it up the hose a little bit just so I could see it and unclip it a little bit easier. But it is easy to unclip once you know how to unclip it. You can really just like flick it with your thumb like that. So that was a bit of an oversight. Obviously, when I did that, it was a little bit messy. That's why I was happy to be in the shower because it sprayed some coffee on me. It came from the hose though, not from my ass. I was able to keep the rest of it in my ass while I readjusted. And so then I'm like laying in coffee. So it's a bit messy, right? So have like an old towel or something on hand for when you want to run to the toilet. something. I just kind of put it under my feet and scoot across the floor and wipe myself off, and then sat on the toilet because I didn't want coffee all over the place, all over my bath mat and the floor and everything. And then immediately afterwards, I got a shower and cleaned up all the equipment. And you'll want to sanitize your equipment and everything. And I'm not a pro on that either, so look for videos on how to sanitize your enema equipment if you want to. That's about it. I'm ready to go hit the gym. I'm all amped up on my fucking ass coffee. So that's it. Love yous. Peace.